Hats off, hands up, send them on their way. First time ever gonna go into the 3/8 mile at feature speed. Here they come out of turn number 3 and 4. 9 cars ready to go racing. The green is out. 30 laps of the sprint cars. And charging off at turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Shooting around the outside into the race lead is Jason Blonde. Cody Galugli back on the inside. We're still side by side through the top 4. Off turn 4. 1 lap in. Jason Blonde by a fender. Jason Blonde by a nose wing leads out of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Galugli still right there fighting. Then the 7 of Kaiser, 40 of Cox, 7 of Swanson, 24 of Kevin Feeney. Jason Blonde goes out front. Back in the pack, smoke from the number 11 of Guerin. As we said, a lot of guys having engine problems here late in the season. Guerin trailing smoke, heads for the pits early. Still the race lead, the 42 of Jason Blonde. Blonde, Galugli. Jeff Kaiser sits in third, the Fort Wayne driver, and on the charge comes Illinois' Tim Cox. Tim Cox back and forth in a long gap, back to 5th place, Joey Swanson. Jason Blonde in the 42, stretching out a bit of a lead over Cody Galugli's number 17. The top 4 have lost contact with the rest of the field. The Dowker 42 back through 1 and 2. Charging down the backstretch, hanging on to that race lead. Still 5th place is the 7 of Swanson, then the 24 of Feeney, the 75 of Carrier. Tim Cox to turn number 1 and 2. Car bottomed out a bit, saw a shower of sparks. Jason Blonde hangs on to the lead. Blonde, Galugli, Kaiser, and Cox. Still the top 4. Coming up on slower traffic, the 28 of John Witter. Kaiser a little slow out of turn number 2, gathers it back in. John Witter just in front for the race leaders. Jason Blonde easily dispatches of the lap car. Cody Galugli still just a few car lengths back. Kaiser sits third, Cox in 4th. Laps ticking off in a hurry around the 3/8 mile. Galugli trying to get back to the race leader, Blonde. Joey Swanson works around the slower car. Galugli may be closing in just a little bit on Jason Blonde for the race lead. Galugli now closing right in out of turn number 2. And now diving to turn number 3, right up to the rear bumper of the race leader. Just shy of halfway, and Jason Blonde's big lead now gone. Cody Galugli got right up to the rear bumper, now loses ground again. They both pull away from quick 2 qualifiers, Jeff Kaiser and Tim Cox. Blonde back to turn number 1, still with the race lead. Back in the field, Kevin Feeney off the pace in 28. Jerry Carrier drives by. Kevin Feeney suddenly slowing in the number 42. Meanwhile, his teammate out front with the race lead, still Jason Blonde. Top 3 tighten back up a bit now. Kaiser closing in again. Gaps among the leaders keep seesawing, getting wider, then getting narrower. Joey Swanson has left everybody behind him and now closing on the leaders at a rapid pace. Swanson now only the length of the straightaway behind. He was much farther than that 3 laps ago. Blonde and Galugli still out front and lap traffic ahead. Galugli closes in, going into the corners, but Blonde is stronger coming out. Back to 3 and 4 again. Again, it's Galugli closing in on the 42 of Blonde. They come up on the number 28 of John Witter. They'll lap him once again. Just ahead of them, slow running Kevin Feeney in the number 24. Expected to contend for the win. Now just trying to limp to the finish is Feeney in the 24. Kaiser and Cox now in a tight fight for third. And right behind them comes the 7 of Swanson. Tim Cox down the backstretch, closing on fast qualifier Jeff Kaiser. Teammates side by side briefly down the front stretch. Kevin Feeney heads for the pit area. Feeney drops out in number 42. 24 Feeney drops out, still the race lead, the 42 of Blonde. Galugli, the 17, hangs on to second. Tim Cox in the 40 had a look to the inside on Jeff Kaiser for third place. Three-way dance, third, fourth, and fifth. Kaiser in the 7, Cox in the 40, and in the other 7 of Joe Swanson. Back up front. The margin continues to change now. Pulling away again is the number 42 of Jason Blonde. Blonde able to stretch the margin once again. Around the outside comes Tim Cox on Kaiser. Couldn't get past. Tim Cox looking for a yellow flag. Doesn't want to cause it. Comes up on the number 7 of Kaiser. Back to 1 and 2 again. Jason Blonde still leads over Cody Galugli. Cox trying the outside on Jason Blonde. Jeff Kaiser. Jeff Kaiser in 7, Tim Cox in 40. Continue to battle back at third place. Jason Blonde with the race lead over Cody Galugli. Tim Cox again up on the hill. Sweeps around the outside, heading for the backstretch. Kaiser able to hang on so far. Eyes on that battle for third between Kaiser and Cox. Down to turn 1 they go again. Cox this time tried the inside, nothing there. Again lapping around the 28 of Whittier. And Galugli gonna make another challenge up front. Cody Galugli making a late charge up towards the race lead. Still the race for third. Cox and Kaiser back to 1 and 2. Jason Blonde, 3 or 4 car length lead. Galugli closing in heavily to turn 3 and 4. Lap to go for the number 42 of Jason Blonde. Back to turn number 1. Galugli is there. Couldn't make a move out of 2. Down the backstretch at turn number 3 and 4. They go green to checker. Galugli on the bottom, trying to make a run. Can't get there. Give the win to Jason Blonde. Jason Blonde with the win. Galugli second. On the last lap, give Tim Cox third. Then Jeff Kaiser fourth. Joey Swanson in fifth. And sixth to Jerry Carrier. They go green to checker in the Hoosier Outlaw Sprint feature.